public and organic law. As stupefying as it is, the public law of this country has not been enforced in any organized and comprehensive fashion for at least 50 years. Instead, a semblance, or as they themselves put it, an appearance of justice has been provided by private corporate courts operated by private self-governing juror societies. These juror societies, as opposed to juror assemblies, operate in the international jurisdiction of the sea and administer its statutory law. They can only address persons, that is, corporations and corporation employees, and they have no authority to address living people at all, much less one of the people who are their employers. So how have they gotten away with the usurping upon us on our government and commanding millions of Americans in their foreign sea jurisdiction courts? They have gotten away with addressing people as persons via a process of falsification of records called registrations. These registration documents then provide the excuse for them to presume that we are volunteering to act as corporate franchises, subject to whatever private internal corporate laws they concoct and impose upon their franchises, exactly like Burger King or Dairy Queen franchises. This is, of course, a form of organized crime, fraud, and enslavement resulting in peonage and racketeering that is abhorrent to the public law of this country and most countries on earth. As more county and state juror assemblies, organizations converted unlawfully to operate as corporate franchises on the territorial and municipal United States in order to receive federal racketeering kickbacks, the enforcement of the public law and organic law, including the Constitution, has been left to volunteers like Sheriff Richard Mack and officials entering vacated public offices via small electorate elections like me. The increasingly insane and lawless results of letting private foreign corporations run our government and private self-interested courts for us are abundantly clear and require a strong and organized pushback. This is the lawful pushback. First, you rebut their registrations and presumptions and reclaim your original birthright political status as an American standing on the land and soil of your State of the Union. You do this first to protect yourself from their false claims of authority over you and your property assets, and secondarily, to qualify yourself to act as a state juror assembly member. Next, you join your state juror assembly and organize it and grow it. The state juror assemblies are the instruments we need to enforce the public law and organic law, which stands above all private corporate forms of law. What this means in practical terms is that when they pass a private corporate law requiring doctors to murder babies on demand, we have the ability to enforce the public law that defines infanticide as murder and the promotion of murder as insurrection against the public law. It also means that when one of their for hire law enforcement officers attempt to arrest or detain us while in the peaceful pursuit of our private business, we are empowered to invoke the Bill of Rights in Article 4 of the Federal Constitution and make it stick on the spot. We can also outlaw their registration practices on our shore and force the dismantling of their entire crime machine on our soil, so that new generations of Americans are not faced with the arduous process of reclaiming what should never be lost. If you are tired of letting immoral monsters pillage and plunder and harass and steal from honest people under color of law, it is time to put the corporations out of their misery and put the people back in control. Now that we finally know that we are up against and what we know how to reply, we know how to lawfully declare our political status and evidence it. We know how to implement our self-government in each state via populating and organizing our state juror assemblies, electing our public officials, and enforcing the public and organic law. This country is old.